अवधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य शिक्षाष्टकम। चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापणं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मस्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनं नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्तिस्तत्रार्पिता नियमितस्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमिदृशमिह जनिनानुराग तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरिव सहिष्णुना मानेन मानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिरहेतुकी त्वयि अयि नन्दत्तनुज किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तय नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गदगदरुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृशायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टु मामदर्शनान् मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः। प्रभुर शिक्षाष्टक श्लोक जय पढ़े सुने कृष्ण प्रेम भक्ति तारा बाणे दीने दीने हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Dear devotees, let us recite Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj's Shri Radhika Ashtakam. कुङ्कुमाक्तकाञ्चनाब्जगर्वहारि गौरभा पीतनाञ्चिताब्जगन्धकीर्तिनिन्दिसौरभा बल्लवेशसूनुसर्ववाञ्छितार्थसाधिका मह्यमपादपद्मदास्य दास्तु राधिका कौरविन्दकान्तिनिन्दिचित्रपट्टशाटिका कृष्णमत्तभृङ्गकेलिफुल्लपुष्पवाटिका कृष्णनित्यसङ्गमार्थपद्मबन्धुराधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्मदास्य दास्तु राधिका सौकुमार्यसृष्टपल्लवालिकीर्तिनिग्रह चन्द्रचन्दनोत्पलेन्दुसेव्यशीतविग्रह स्वाभिमर्शबल्लवीशकामतापबाधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्मदास्य दास्तु राधिका विश्ववन्द्ययौवताभिवन्दिता पिया रमा रूपनव्ययौवनादिसम्पदानयत्समा शीलहार्दलीलया च सायतोऽस्ति नाधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्मदास्य दास्तु राधिका रासलास्य गीत नर्म सत्कलालि पंडिता प्रेम रम्य रूप वेश सद्गुणालि मंडिता विश्वनव्य गोपयोषिदालितोऽपि याधिका मह्यमात्मपाद पद्मदास्य दास्तु राधिका नित्यनव्य रूप केलि कृष्ण भाव संपदा कृष्ण राग बंध गोप यौवतेषु कंपदा कृष्ण रूप वेश केलि लग्न सत्समाधिका मह्यमात्मपाद पद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका स्वेद कंप कंठ काश्रु गदगदादि संचिता मर्ष हर्ष वामतादि भावभूषणांचिता कृष्ण नेत्र तोषि रत्न मंडनालिदाधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्मदास्य दास्तु राधिका या क्षणार्धकृष्णविप्रयोगसन्ततोदिता नेकदैन्यचापलादिभाववृन्दमोदिता यत्नलब्धकृष्णसङ्गनिर्गताखिलाधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्मदास्य दास्तु राधिका अष्टकेन यस्त्वनेन नौति कृष्णवल्लभां दर्शनेऽपि शैलजादियोषिदालिदुर्लभां कृष्णसङ्गनन्दितात्मदास्य सिधुभाजनं तं करोति नन्दितालि सञ्चयाशु साजनम्। श्री कृष्ण चंद्राष्टकम ऑल्सो बाय श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी महाराज। अम्बुदाञ्जनेन्द्रनीलनिन्दिकान्तिडम्बरः कुङ्कुमोद्यदर्कविद्युदंशु दिव्यदम्बरः श्रीमदङ्गचर्चितेन्दु पीतनाक्तचन्दनः स्वाङ्घ्रिदास्य दोस्तु मे स वल्लभेन्द्रनन्दनः गण्डताण्डवातिपण्डितान्दजेशकुण्डलश्चन्द्रपद्मषण्डगर्व खण्डनास्य मण्डलः वल्लवीषु वर्धितात्मगूढभावबन्धनः स्वाङ्घ्रिदास्य दोस्तु मे स वल्लभेन्द्रनन्दनः नित्यनव्यरूपवेश हार्दकेलिचेष्टितः केलिनरमशर्मदायि मित्रवृन्दवेष्टितः स्वीयकेलिकाननांशु निर्जितेन्द्रनन्दनः स्वाङ्घ्रिदास्य दोस्तु मे स वल्लभेन्द्रनन्दनः प्रेम हेम मण्डितात्मबन्धुताभिनन्दितः क्षौणिलग्नभाललोकपालपालिवन्दितः नित्यकालसृष्टविप्रगौरवालिवन्दनः स्वाङ्घ्रिदास्य दोस्तु मे स वल्लभेन्द्रनन्दनः लीलयेन्द्रकालियोष्णकं सवत्सघाटकस्तत्तदात्मकेलिवृष्टिपुष्टभक्तचातकः वीर्यशीललीलयात्मघोषवासि नन्दनः स्वाङ्घ्रिदास्य दोस्तु मे स वल्लभेन्द्रनन्दनः कुञ्जरासकेलिसीधु राधिकादितोषणास्तत्तदात्मकेलिनर्म तत्तदालिपोषणः प्रेमशीलकेलिकीर्तिविश्वचित्तनन्दनः स्वाङ्घ्रिदास्य दोस्तु मे स वल्लभेन्द्रनन्दनः रासकेलिदर्शितात्म शुद्ध भक्ति सत्पथः स्वीय चित्र रूप वेश मन्मथालि मन्मथः गोपिकासु नेत्र कोण भाव वृंद गंधनः स्वाङ्घ्रिदास्य दोस्तु मे स वल्लभेन्द्र नंदनः पुष्पचाई राधिकाभिमर्शलब्धितर्षितः प्रेम वाम्य रम्य राधिकास्य दृष्टिहर्षितः राधिकोऽससीहलेप एष हारिचन्दनः स्वाङ्घ्रिदास्य दोस्तु मे स वल्लभेन्द्रनन्दनः अष्टकेन यस्त्वनेन राधिकासु वल्लभं संस्तवेति दर्शनेऽपि सिन्धुजादिदुर्लभम् तं युनक्ति तुष्टचित्त एष घोषकानने राधिकाङ्गसङ्गनन्दितात्मपादसेवने। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। Dear devotees, we are continuing our reading of the purport by Srila Prabhupada in the Madhya Lila of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj. Chapter 15. दीक्षा पुरश्चर्या अपेक्षा ना करे जिह्वा स्पर्शे आचरण डाले. What is that आचरण डाले? उद्धार है. What is the verse? दीक्षा पुरश्चर्या विधि अपेक्षा ना करे जिह्वा स्पर्शे आचरण डाल सबारे उद्धारे. Mahaprabhu says this. So now we are seeing the purport. The Hari Bhakti Vilas, 17th Vilas, texts 11 and 12, in discussing the Purascharya process, quotes the following verses from the Agastya Samhita. पूजा त्रैकालिकी नित्यं जपस्तर्पणमेव च होमो ब्राह्मण भुक्तिश्च पुरश्चरणम् उच्यते गुरोर्लब्धस्य मन्त्रस्य प्रसादेन यथाविधि पंचांगोपासना सिद्ध्यै पुरश्चैतद् विधीयते. In the morning, afternoon, and evening, Traikaliki, one should worship the deity, puja, chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, japas, offer oblations, tarpanam, perform a fire sacrifice, home, and feed the Brahmanas, Brahman Bhuktis. These 5 activities constitute Purascharya. So, if someone wants to get initiated, before getting initiation, one should engage in worshipping the deity 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. So, one may say, Arey, you are not initiated, how you can engage in puja? You can invite a Brahman and get the puja done by the Brahman, and you are the Yajman. You are there, assisting, serving, facilitating. But 3 times a day you should get puja done. Puja Traikaliki Nityam. And every day. When the Purascharya is going on, every day, 3 times a day, you have to worship the deity with the help of qualified Brahmanas. And then japa, you have to sit and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You have to make oblations, tarpan, you have to perform fire yajna, home havan, and Brahman Bhuktish. You have to, the Brahman who you invited for the 3 times a day puja, for japa, for tarpan, for performing the home, that Brahman who you have requested to perform all these things, you have to feed them, give them dakshina, feed them nice first class prasad. These 5 activities constitute Purascharya, the activities that are to be done before getting initiation. To attain full success when taking initiation from spiritual master, Guror Labdhasya Mantrasya Prasadena Yathavidhi Panchangopasana Siddhyai Puraschaitad Vidhiyate. This Purascharya should be performed before initiation so that when we get initiation, we are in the proper consciousness and we are able to receive the mantra properly and we are able to receive the full mercy of Guru. For that, we have to purify ourselves by inviting Brahmanas, becoming the Yajman, and performing these 5 activities. Pancha Anga Upasana. What are they? 3 times a day puja, jap, tarpan, home, and Brahman Bhukti. These 5 activities constitute Purascharya according to Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas. And these 2 verses are quoted from the Agastya Samhita. The word Puraha means before and Charya means activities. Due to the necessity of these activities, we do not immediately initiate disciples in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON. So before getting initiation, Purascharya has to be performed. Inviting Brahmanas, engaging them 3 times service, then home, then doing tarpan, doing japa, and then feeding those Brahman Bhuktis. These Pancha Anga Upasana, 5-fold activities are called Purascharya. And Shastra says Purascharya must be performed before getting Diksha. Therefore, Prabhupada says we don't give Diksha in ISKCON just like that. When you approach Gurudev for initiation, Gurudev will say, ठीक है, you chant 16 rounds, 4 नियमों का पालन करो, then when I come, I will initiate you. Or when you come and take initiation. There is a waiting period. And in that waiting period, you are supposed to chant 16 rounds, jap. Prabhupada is saying, therefore, in ISKCON, we don't immediately give Diksha. For 6 months, a candidate for initiation must first attend Mangal Arti, classes, Bhagavatam classes in the Shastra, practice regulative principles, char niyamon ka palan, and associate with other devotees. Therefore, you need letter of recommendation from a counselor or from a local temple president कि ये सब कर रहा है कि नहीं. Is the devotee attending the temple programs, attending classes, attending arti, following the regulative principles, chanting 16 rounds, associating with devotees? Somebody has to certify to the Gurudev that yes, 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 this devotee is nice. When one is actually advanced in Purascharya Vidhi, he is recommended by the local temple president for initiation. It is not that anyone can be suddenly initiated without meeting the requirements. Now, Srila Prabhupada wrote these purports 1972 to 1974. That time Prabhupada is saying like this. In ISKCON, we don't give 6 months you have to be chanting 16 rounds. I remember when I was in medical school, 1998, I was told that now you are chanting 2 rounds, now you are chanting 4 rounds. Come on, quickly come to 16 rounds because in 6 months, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj is coming. He's in America, he's coming back to Mumbai. तो दीक्षा होने वाली आपकी दीक्षा हो जाएगी. This was 1998. 6 months, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj used to give diksha in 1998, 1999 in Mumbai. 6 months, 16 rounds, 6 months, Maharaj is coming giving initiation. 300-400 devotees used to get initiated every year. Yeah, I missed the bus. What happened was I came to 16 rounds and then I got residency, MS General Surgery in Wardha. So I went there. And then the rule was if you're in Bombay in 6 months, you get. But if you're outside Bombay, you have to wait for 5 years because there is no counselor. So I had to wait for 5 years like that. So 6 months, Prabhupada says. Then, of course, in Bombay also it became 2 years, 5 years, now 10 years. What to do? Times change. But initially it was 6 months. Prabhupada says 6 months minimum in ISKCON. That is ISKCON standard. At least 6 months you should chant 16 rounds. You should attend Mangal Arti. You should follow the 4 regulative principles. You should associate with devotees. You should come and hear Bhagavatam class. All these things Prabhupada is mentioning. This is the constitutes Purascharya as given by our Acharya, founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. Like that. This is our Purascharya. Because Kali Yuga mein, the Yuga Dharma is Harinam Sankirtan. It is not performing Hom Havan. So therefore, on a daily basis, it is Sankirtan Yajna. Are they coming Sankirtan Yajna? Are they participating in Nam Sankirtan? Are they participating in Srimad Bhagavatam class? Are they participating in festivals? Are they associating with devotees? Are they having friendship with devotees? Chanting 16 rounds. Are they following 4 regulative principles? That is the tapasya for us. Purascharya. So 6 months you do that, then you become eligible. You get recommendation letter from the temple president. It is not that anyone can be suddenly initiated without meeting the requirement. When one is further advanced by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra 16 rounds daily, following the 4 regulative principles and attending Bhagavatam classes, he receives the sacred thread, Brahminical recognition, after the second 6 months. In 6 months you chant Hare Krishna, then you get Harinam Diksha. Then after 6 months, you remain steady, you continue practicing everything nicely, you're studying books, hearing classes, then you become Brahman. Then you are given the sacred thread. Prabhupada says Brahminical recognition. Gurudev is recognizing that yes, this person has come to the Brahminical standard. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas, 17th Vilas, verses 4, 5 and 7, it is stated, Vinayena na siddhasyan mantro varsha shatairapi kritena yena labhate sadhako vanchitam phalam. Without performing the Purascharya activities, Vina Yena, see, here the Purascharya Vidhi is explained in the 17 Vilas. And then what, if you don't do the Purascharya Vidhi, what happens, that is also mentioned. Without performing the Purascharya activities, one cannot become perfect even by chanting this mantra for Varsha Shatairapi. Even by chanting the mantra for hundreds of years. One will na siddhasyan. You don't get siddhi. Vina yena na siddhasyan mantro varsha shatairapi. Even by chanting hundreds of years the mantra, if Purascharya is not performed, because when the mantra is given, one should be ready. Then it will not give perfection. But one who has undergone the Purascharya Vidhi process can attain success very easily. पुरश्चरण संपन्नो मंत्रो ही फलदायकः अतः पुरस्क्रियान् कुर्यात् मंत्रविद सिद्धि कंक्षया. One who has undergone Purascharya can attain success very easily. Mantro hi phala dhayaka. One can get the phal. If one wishes to perfect his initiation, he must first undergo the Purascharya activities. Atha, therefore, Puraskriyan means Purascharya, same word. Kuryat, one must do. Mantravid Siddhi Kankshaya. Kankshaya means if one wants, one desires Siddhi in chanting the mantra, then Purascharya must be done before initiation. The Purascharya process is the life force by which one is successful in chanting the mantra. Puraskriya hi mantranam pradhanam viryam uchyate. It is the virya, it is the life force by which one can attain success in chanting the mantra. And without the life force, virya hino yatha dehi sarva karmashu na kshamaha purascharana hino hi tatha mantra prakirtita. The Purascharya process is a life force by which one attains success in chanting the mantra. Without this Purascharya, without the life force, one cannot do anything. Sarva karmasu na kshama. One doesn't have shamata to do anything without Purascharya. Similarly, without the life force of Purascharya Vidhi, no mantra can be perfected. One cannot perfect the mantra. Then in his Bhakti Sandarbha 283 and 284, Srila Jiva Goswami describes the importance of deity worship and initiation, Diksha, as follows. I do not know Sanskrit, but still, for my purification, we will read the original words of Srila Jiva Goswami. Because Srila Prabhupada has taken the effort to present as it is the Sanskrit written by Srila Jiva Goswami in the Bhakti Sandarbha, so we should read. Once my Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, was giving a Bhagavatam class, and Maharaj was saying, one day of Brahma, one kalpa is so many billions of years, and the life of Lord Brahma is so many trillions of years, and then Brahma dies. And Radhesham Prabhu was a new graduate from IIT, and he found some mistake in the calculation. And he countered Maharaj in the class, in the Bhagavatam class. Maharaj, you said this wrong. This doesn't add up. He's IIT graduate. Maharaj, Hare Krishna. First semester of college, Maharaj dropped out at the age of 18. At the age of 18, Maharaj graduated from high school, got into college. In the first semester of college, Maharaj left. So Maharaj basically has 12th grade education, high school education only. He didn't complete even one semester in college. And here is IITian, fresh IITian, Radhesham Prabhu, so sharp, South Indian Brahman brain. He said, doesn't add up, Maharaj. This Radhesham Prabhu himself says in his Vyaspuja offering, it's on YouTube. The master who tamed me. You should hear. Very nice. So Maharaj said, doesn't add up. No, no, Maharaj, doesn't add up. This is wrong. Maharaj said, okay, in the afternoon you come to my room and we'll talk. This is morning Bhagavatam class. So in the afternoon, Radhesham Prabhu went and he knocked on Maharaj's door. Small little room Maharaj has in Radha Gopinath Mandir. All the floor walls are covered with cow dung. Simple, no furniture. One book rack of Prabhupada books, one book rack of Acharya books like Gopal Champu, etc. And then one small low desk where Maharaj, sorry, no low desk. There's one harmonium on which Maharaj sings, and that harmonium only works as Maharaj's table. But Maharaj just sits, keeps the book on the harmonium, reads, chants japa there on the ground only. And there is a straw mat which he rolls up and keeps against the wall. When he has to take a rest at night, he opens it up, rolls it off, sleeps on that. Simple room. So Radhesham Prabhu went there in the afternoon. And Maharaj had told another brahmachari to bring a whiteboard. You know how those whiteboards are on which you write? And there was a whiteboard in Maharaja's room, and Maharaj was sitting and calculating and writing. Right on whole whiteboard, Maharaj had written that something like this: 1 day of demigod, 6 months on earth, one Kali Yuga is 300 is 200 and what is it? 432,000 years. Dwapar Yuga is 2 times that. Treta Yuga 3 times Kali Yuga. Satya Yuga 4 times Kali Yuga. Now 1,000 such cycles is 1 day of Brahma. In that there are 14 Manus. Each Manu therefore will be for 71 Divya Yuga cycles. And Brahmaji's 1 month is 30 days, 1 year is 360 days. So multiply, multiply, multiply. And Brahmaji lives like this for 100 years, multiply. Everything Maharaj had written down like that. And Radhesham Prabhu came and then Maharaj nicely explained, see, like this, like this, like this. See what Prabhupada has written is correct. It adds up. Now do you understand? Yes, Maharaj, I understood, but what was the need for you to take so much trouble? I don't know how much time you have been writing this and kept, probably whole afternoon you wasted just to answer my stupid question. Sorry, Maharaj, I bothered you. Maharaj said, no, you did not bother me. This is worth it. All these mathematical calculations are worth it. Radhesham said, why, Maharaj? Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj says, because Prabhupada has gone through the effort of presenting it in the purport, our acharyas have gone through the effort of explaining these mathematical calculations in their commentaries, therefore it is worth it. Remember Radhesham Prabhu, whatever our previous acharyas have taken the effort to explain, we should also take effort to explain. And whatever our previous acharyas have not considered important enough to make an effort to explain, we should not get into those things. And that's when Maharaj said that our acharyas never did bridge preaching. This mode of goodness, lifestyle coach giri, all this phaltugiri, our acharyas never did. So you should never do that. You should speak direct Krishna consciousness. Haribol! Don't do all this bridge preaching. You build bridges and nobody crosses the bridge. You are also standing on the bridge, still talking jokes, cutting jokes, and mode of goodness. Doesn't work. Maharaj said, you do direct preaching. Follow the acharyas. In short, Mahajanavena Katha Samanta. So with that mood, we'll read. Yadyapi Shri Bhagavata Mate Pancharatradivat Archana Margasya Avashyaktvyam Nasti. Tad Vinapi Sharana Dinam Ekatarenapi Purushartha Siddher अभिहितवत्वात् तथापि श्री नारदादि वर्तमानु सरद्भिः श्री भगवता सह संबंध विशेषम दीक्षा विधानेन श्री गुरुचरण संपादितम चिकीर्षद्भिः कृतायां दीक्षायां अर्चनम अवश्यम क्रियेत एव यद्यपि स्वरूपतो नास्ति तथापि प्रायः स्वभावतो देहादि संबंधेन कदर्यशीलानां विक्षिप्त चित्तानां जनानां तत्तद् संकोची करणाय श्रीमद् ऋषि प्रभृतिभिर अत्रार्चन मार्गे क्वचित क्वचित काचित काचिन मर्यादा स्थापितास्ति. Srila Prabhupada gives the translation. It is Srimad Bhagavatam's opinion that the process of deity worship is not actually necessary, just as the specific prescriptions of the Pancharatra and other scriptures do not have to be followed. The Bhagavatam enjoins that even without practicing deity worship, one can achieve the complete success of human life by any of the other devotional processes, such as simply offering oneself at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna for his protection, Atmanivedanam. Nonetheless, Vaishnavas follow the path of Sri Narad Muni and his successors, endeavor to establish a personal relationship with the Lord by receiving the grace of a bona fide spiritual master through initiation. And in this tradition, the devotees are obliged at the time of initiation to begin engaging in deity worship. Because see, when we get initiated, we take a vow to eat only prasad. And you cannot have prasad without deity worship. You have to have deities, you have to worship them, you have to offer bhoga to them. So we automatically get engaged in deity worship. Although deity worship is not essential, the material conditioning of most candidates for devotional service requires that they engage in this activity. When we consider their bodily and mental conditions, we find that the character of such candidates is impure and their minds are agitated. Therefore, to rectify this material conditioning, the great sage Sri Narad Muni and others have at different times recommended various kinds of regulations for deity worship. Sripad Narad Muni gave us the Narad Pancharatri ki Vidhi, where elaborately deity worship and everything is explained. And is deity worship necessary for Bhagavad Prapti? No. But if we don't do deity worship, we will do Bollywood worship, or we will do Hollywood worship, or we will do video game worship. We'll sit in front of the video game, keep playing. So therefore, to purify, to rectify our contaminated mentality, deity worship is given. Even though it is not necessary and we may not be very qualified also. We may not be very pure also. But by practicing deity worship, devotional service in practice, the sadhak becomes purified. And to engage in deity worship, one needs initiation. To engage in chanting the mantra properly, one needs initiation. Because now there is an official formal relationship that this is my guru and I am the student, I have to follow instructions. If we don't take diksha, that obligation will not be there. Who are we under? Who are we going to listen to? Therefore, initiation is important. Similarly, the Ramarchana Chandrika Shastra states, Vinayava Diksham Viprendra Purascharya Vinayavahi Vinayavanyasa Vidhina Japa Matrena Siddhida. O best of the Brahmanas, Viprendra, even without initiation, Vinayava Diksham, preliminary purification or acceptance of the renounced order, without initiation, without Purascharyam Vinayavahi, and Vinayava Nyasa Vidhina. So without three things, without initiation, without preliminary purification, which is Purascharya, and without accepting the renounced order of life, one can attain perfection in devotional service simply by chanting the Lord's holy name. Japa Matrena Siddhida. One will get Siddhi simply by chanting jap. That also, even you don't have association of devotees, there is no possibility of Nam Sankirtan. You alone sit and you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Japa. Japa matrena siddhida. Just japa will give us, therefore, yajnanam japa yajñosmi. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, without Purascharya, without Diksha, without taking sannyas, renounced order of life, one can attain perfection. Not that only sannyasis attain perfection. Even in Grahastha life, without initiation, without even Purascharya, one can attain Siddhi, one can attain all perfection in Bhakti simply by Japa Matrena. Just by chanting Japa, chanting the names of Krishna, one can attain. It is possible. That is the power of the holy name. However, we saw that even though this is like that, but still following in the footsteps of the acharyas, Mahajanoyana Gathasa Pantha. Narad Muni took Diksha, Vyasdev took Diksha, Madhvacharya took Diksha. Okay, we understand. We should also follow the path of the acharyas, so we will also take Diksha. That is the mode of taking Diksha. Even though strictly it is not necessary, but it is helpful. Because now formally we are taking a vow to follow Guru Maharaj, to follow certain vidhi of bhakti which is coming in the parampara. So it is very important. Even though strictly speaking it is not necessary. I remember when I was not second initiated, I had only received my first initiation. I asked His Holiness Srila Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj that to go back to Godhead, is it necessary to take second initiation? And he told me even first initiation is not necessary. Harer Nam, Harer Nam eva kevalam kalo nasteva gatirannata. Taler dosha nidhe rajan astiyo ek mahan guna kirtana deva Krishna se mukta sanga param rajit. खाईते शुईते ऐसा ऐसा नाम ले, देश काल नियम नहीं, सर्व सिद्धि है. ऑल सिद्धि यू विल गेट, सेम हियर. जब ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಇದೆ, one will get siddhi. However, it is much better to have initiation and a guru. Now, can I come to Greensboro from Atlanta walking? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. People walk. People do the Appalachian Trail. They start from the Appalachian Mountains, where they start in North Georgia, and they go all the way to New York, Boston, walking. People do it. It takes them one full year. It's a very famous trail. People save up. They take 1 year sabbatical from job and they do that hike. The whole trail is there. You just have to keep walking through mountains, Appalachian Mountain. Very beautiful. You can go. And then they come back also like that. So they spend one full year. So is it possible for me to go and have darshan of Radharanjan Prabhu and Ashtadhyayi Mataji? Paidal, chalke? Yeah, possible. It's not illegal. There is no law in the constitution that says you cannot do that. It's possible. But is it much better to get a car, have a driving license, get trained in how to drive, and smoothly 5.5 hours you can go? Much better, na? Similarly, is Diksha necessary? No. Holy name can give Krishna. Japa matrena siddhida. But is it more practical? Is it better? Is it more beneficial to go in a car, to take initiation, be under the guidance of Guru, and then you are given a road map, you are given road GPS, and just follow. And next thing you know, you are parking in front of Radharanjan Prabhu's house. You're there. Which is better? Diksha is better. So we should take Diksha. In other words, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so powerful that it does not depend on official initiation. But if one is initiated and engages in Pancharatra Vidhi deity worship, his Krishna consciousness will awaken very soon. Imagine our life without deities. Just close your eyes and imagine there was no deity at your home. Nothing. Can you still be Krishna conscious? Yes, but very difficult. When deities are there, you bathe them, you dress them, you offer them flowers, offer them tulsi leaves, tulsi manjaris, you cook, you offer them bhoga, and then you eat that bhoga. You do arti in front of them, offer them ghee lamb, agarbatti every day, you look at them, sing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you sing Gaur Arti, Samsara Dava, you bow down to them, you put them to rest, you wake them up. Your whole life is Krishna conscious because of the deities. So deity worship is important. Is it 100% necessary? Not really. But is it very, 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 very helpful? Yes. But if one is initiated and engages in Pancharatra Vidhi deity worship, his Krishna consciousness will awaken very soon. 5.5 hours you reach. Otherwise, more than a month, probably, or even more. Hmm. So, his Krishna consciousness awakens very soon, and his identification with the material world will be vanquished. Once one great devotee was asked, whose Harikatha should we hear? There are so many people who speak Harikatha. Whose Harikatha should we hear? And the great devotee, Sadhu, he said, उनकी हरि कथा सुननी चाहिए जिनकी कथा श्रवण करने से राधा कृष्ण प्यारे लगते हैं और ये भौतिक जगत फीका लगता है. बस कीप दिस वन. व्हेन यू हियर देयर वाणी, यू फील दैट राधा कृष्ण मेरे हैं, महाप्रभु मेरे हैं, बहुत प्यारे हैं, और ये भौतिक जगत इंद्रिय तृप्ति एकदम फीकी लगती है. ऐसे साधुओं की कथा सुननी चाहिए. सिंपल. हरि बोल. सो प्रभुपाद इज सेइंग, if one is initiated and engages in Pancharatra Vidhi, deity worship, his Krishna consciousness will awaken very soon, and what will happen? Jagat phika lagega. His identification with the material world will be vanquished. The more one is freed from material identification, the more one can realize that the spirit soul is qualitatively as good as the supreme soul. At such a time, when one is situated on the absolute platform, one can understand that the holy name of the Lord and Lord Krishna himself are identical. Nam Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvan Nama Namino. At that time, stage of realization, when we know that Krishna Swarup and Krishna Nam are non-different, the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna mantra, cannot be identified with any material sound. If one accepts the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra as a material vibration, he falls down. Do not have complete faith in the chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in spite of hearing so many instructions on the subject matter. One should therefore be initiated properly, according to revealed scriptures, under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master. Although chanting the holy name is good for both the conditioned soul and the liberated soul, it is especially beneficial to the conditioned soul because by chanting one is liberated. When a person who chants the holy name is liberated, he attains the ultimate perfection by returning home back to Godhead. In the words of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila 7.73, Krishna mantra haite habe samsara mochan, Krishna nama haite pabe Krishnera charan. Hari bol. Krishna mantra haite habe samsara mochan. If you chant Krishna Nam, you will be free from this material world. Samsara mochan. And Krishna Nama haite pabe Shri Krishna Racharan. By chanting Hare Krishna, by chanting Krishna Nam, we will attain the lotus feet of Krishna. Hari Bol. So we'll continue this beautiful purport of Srila Prabhupada tomorrow and we'll start from this verse again. Sri Chaitanya Charitam. Krishna mantra haite habe samsara mochan. Let's meditate on this verse. Krishna mantra haite habe samsara mochan. Krishna nama haite pabe Shri Krishnera Charan. Hari Bol. So we'll continue from here tomorrow, Krishna willing. श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी महाराज की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर हरि बोल। यस अनंत विलास प्रभु, हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Prabhu, I have this one question. In this purport, that last portion that you were sharing, there is something mentioned about realizing that the holy name is non-different from Krishna. So, so we have heard it many times, like, okay, that the holy name is non-different from Krishna, Nam Namine Abhinatva. But when the material desires vanquish, okay, at that time we realize this. Can you shed some light on this, Prabhu? Like, how do we actually realize this?
When Nam Prabhu is pleased with us, then that state of consciousness is given to us where we realize that Krishna Nam is non-different from the personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. Because Nam Prabhu is non-different from Shri Krishna himself, Nam Prabhu is also a person. Nam Prabhu also has feelings. Nam Prabhu is also the supreme sentient being. So it depends how we treat Shri Nam Prabhu. It depends how we please Harinam. If Harinam is pleased with us because we are chanting Anudinam Adarat, as Shri Rupa Goswami says in Upadeshamrit, that we should chant every day regularly and Adarat, with respect, not neglectfully, not inattentively, with attentively avoiding the offenses. If we chant, then Nam Prabhu will be pleased. And when Krishna is pleased, Krishna reveals himself. And initially, when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna will reveal himself to us by giving us some happiness. And when we chant, we feel happy. 16 rounds are over and we don't want to chant. Krishna is revealing himself. Krishna is reciprocating. We chant sincerely and we start getting fantastic association of devotees. Maybe through YouTube, maybe through ISKCON Desire, maybe in person. But we see that sadhus are walking into my life. Krishna is revealing himself. We have to be able to recognize when Krishna is revealing himself. And when we experience such reciprocation from Krishna, somebody will give us a deity. Somebody will gift us a deity. All of a sudden, Krishna is revealing himself. That because you are chanting my names, look, I am non-different from my name. I am coming closer to you. I am coming closer to you. And when the devotee feels these reciprocations, that the devotee is convinced slowly, with so many experiences, that yes, The holy name works. It really works. The process works. Holy name is Krishna. How else will all these things happen in my life? How else am I feeling so happy? Because Krishna is Satchit Anand Vigraha. And that Anand we start experiencing in Krishna consciousness as we go on chanting. And then the faith becomes stronger and stronger that yes, Krishna Nam is not different from Krishna. And as we continue to please Nam Prabhu by avoiding the offenses, chanting attentively, Anudinam Adarat, every day and with respect, we chant the holy name. Then Nam Prabhu is more and more pleased. We glorify devotees, we serve devotees, Vaishnav Seva. Nam Prabhu is more and more pleased. And the more Krishna is pleased, the more he will reveal to us. Ye athamam prapadyante tam sathaya. Is that okay, Prabhuji? So it's
Amazing,
a
Prabhu.
journey.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
And Nidhi Mataji, last question because 10 o'clock I have another Parth Sarthi class in Hindi, which I have to prepare. I have not prepared and I also have to do Puja Seva. So yes, Nidhi Mataji, please go ahead.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु प्रभु जैसे आपने बताया ना कि वी हैव टू डू अटेंटिव चैंटिंग तो वी ट्राई कि हम लोग we try to chant our rounds in the Brahma Muhurta, we sit, we try to focus, but mind goes here and there a lot. So how to control those thoughts? Sudden, even some, I try to sit in front of the DT, I try to, when the mind goes there, I see them, and then for a little bit, maybe for some time, I'm able to focus, and then again the mind goes, like random thoughts come, then we have to pull the mind back. So why this thoughts? And is that an aparadh?
No, Chanchalahi Mana Krishna, Pramadi Balavadridam. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, when Arjun says this statement that mind is very chanchal, mind is very restless and fickle, Krishna says, Asamshaya Mahabhava, yes, I agree with you. The mind is chanchal, the mind is restless, the mind is unsteady, the mind is fickle. That is the nature of mind, like a restless monkey jumps from one branch to the other. And Krishna becomes pleased, Mataji, Krishna becomes pleased simply by our endeavor. If we try to bring, for example, if we have this prayer in our heart while chanting, that my dear Radha and Krishna, as I chant your holy names in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, please make me a sincere devotee of yours. Such a simple prayer. I just want to be a sincere devotee. I just want to engage in your devotional service. I want to serve you, please you. But this prayer is just recurring in our consciousness, recurring in our heart as we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. And then we keep the photo of our deities who are close to our heart. For example, the first deity that I saw in my spiritual life in August 1998 was Shishi Radha Gopinath. That time Lalita Vishakha Sakhi were also not there. It was just Radha Gopinath. So I have this photo for many years. When I came to America in 2007, this is the only photo I brought with me. I came alone. Gopal and Radha Bhava were in Bombay. This is the only photo. So Radha Gopinath ji has seen all my struggles, all my mistakes, all my failings. So this photo is very dear to me. I have always kept it on my study table. I chant every morning with them. And then, of course, I have Radha Raman and Guru Maharaj. And then I have this meditation that Mahaprabhu always runs towards Jagannath because Jagannath is Vrajendranandan Krishna in separation from Srimati Radharani and Vrindavan Dham. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha Bhavaditi Sulitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Radha Bhav, who is feeling separation from Krishna. And my mood is always to follow Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu is running towards Jagannath to embrace. So I also like to keep this meditation. I have this Jagannath here, Jagannath, and his hands are like this, always. He's embracing, wanting to embrace. So my meditation when I'm chanting, I keep looking at Jagannath. And in the mood of Mahaprabhu, I keep this Jagannath Baldev Subhadra in such a way that I can only see Jagannath. My laptop screen is shielding. And then the meditation is that following in the footsteps of Mahaprabhu, running to Jagannath to embrace Jagannath. So, like that, different devotees have different moods, but this is the mood that has been instilled by my Guru Maharaj through his Vani, through hearing so many of his classes on Gaur Leela, on Vrindavan Leela. And then, because mind is so restless, I keep two Mahamantra cards, one in English, one in Sanskrit. Like this. Because the mind always wants something navam, wants something new. So sometimes I look here, sometimes I look there, sometimes I look at Radharaman, sometimes I look at Maharaj sitting on the rock in Ganga, sometimes I look at Lalita Vishakha Radha Gopinath, six Goswamis, Panchatattva, Guru Parampara, and I close my eyes again. Sometimes I look at Jagannath, sometimes I look at just the chakra on Jagannath temple, and I remember Haridas Thakur. Oh, I'm sitting next to Srila Haridas Thakur, and we can only see this. So there are different meditations. The mind likes to have different Leela Chintan, different meditations. And in this way, our 2 hours of chanting 16 rounds, they are passed. But we try to, mind may go here and there, go to the material world, think about the hospital, think about filing taxes, think about tax return aaya kya, this refund aaya kya, this aaya kya. So many things, but we try not to let the mind delve on those non-devotional thoughts for too long. Bring them back to something Bhagavatic, bring them back to something Krishna conscious. And of course, we are hearing the sound vibration. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Like that. Just to remind us. Some devotees told me that Prabhuji, the silence on the Zoom call is not very good. Sometimes we feel sleepy. So nowadays I keep myself unmute and I try to chant softly so that there is some bzzz, at least some buzzing vibrations in the background. So you will chant louder than that so that you can only hear yourself. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Just like I can hear myself. So we try to hear the holy name, pronounce it nicely, chant sweetly, praying to Radha and Krishna that please engage me in your sincere devotional service. Service is very important, that I want to serve you, my dear. Radha Krishna Seva Pao, Hey Abhilashi. So if we try to keep bringing the mind, then Krishna is pleased with our efforts. Whether we get a F grade or we get D grade or C grade or B grade or A grade, doesn't matter. If we are trying, Krishna is happy. Squirrels were putting sand. The monkeys were putting rocks. Hanumanji, Sugriv, Nal, Neel, Angad were putting mountains. It depends on capacity. But everybody was trying. And Lord Ramchandra was equally pleased with everybody. So some of us can be completely focused, some of us little bit, some of us not too much. But the thing is, we should all try. That now that it is chanting time, I will not think of other things. I will not open my phone. I will not look at anything non-Krishna conscious. And I'm going to try to focus on being in a prayerful mode, absorbing myself in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra sound vibration, hearing it as I chant. And Krishna is pleased with the effort. This is one thing. And two things. Second thing is, and last, second thing is that we should adjust our lifestyle in a way that our mind doesn't go to material things when we are chanting. So the food should be prasad that we eat. And we should try not to watch things that are non-devotional. I remember Gopal wanted to watch Chhawa movie that came about Sambhaji Maharaj because he heard from his friend and everything. So we went to watch that movie. And of course, the great kings like Sambhaji Maharaj and Shivaji Maharaj, they did so much to protect Sanatan Dharma from the Vidharmis. But all the violence and everything, it was quite shocking because I'm not used to it now anymore. So even next day when I was doing japa, it was when Satyarva Mataji and Janani Mataji made the presentation, Bhakti Vaibhav, that they had taken them because that was when they were here, kids. So, but that violence, it can really disturb the consciousness. So we should avoid things that can disturb our spiritual consciousness and avoid things that will put ideas in our mind when we are trying to focus our mind on Krishna. Ultimately, what we take in will come on our consciousness, take in through eyes, through ears. So we should be careful what we watch, we should be careful what we hear, we should be careful what we read, and we should be careful who we associate with. Therefore, it is said that Mahat Seva Dwaram Ahur Vimuktes Tamo Dwaram Yoshita Sangi Sangam. One may question that Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahur Vimuktes. We understand that by serving the great Mahatmas, the doors of liberation will be open. Now, Tamo Dwaram, and you will go to hell, Yoshita Sangi Sangam. If you associate with those who associate with women. I am not associating with women, but I'm associating with people who are Vishayi. I'm associating with people who are sense gratifiers. Still Patan hoga. Still I will fall down. I will go to hell. Bhagavatam says. Why? Because the people we associate with, they create desires in our heart. This is always seen. You associate with somebody who is into stock market, you'll start thinking, maybe I should also invest something in stocks. You associate with somebody who is making a lot of money, you also start thinking of money. Associate with someone who is totally immersed in basketball, you'll start thinking of basketball. Like that, when Gopal was doing basketball, he wanted to see this game, that game, and sometimes I would take him, not the real game, but on TV. We didn't have TV, so we used to go to the gym, and like beggars, we used to watch on the gym TV the basketball game when it was going on live, because we didn't have TV and that membership cable connection. So Gopal said, Dad, I feel like so poor. All my friends watch at home, and you take me to the gym to watch free. Well, I said, I'm not investing in a TV and cable connections. I'll come with you. I will work out, and you watch the game 1 hour, 2 hours, no problem. So if we associate, so when I was associating with Gopal, I used to take him for practices, basketball games. I also knew all this Kobe Bryant and LeBron James and Steph Curry because I used to hear so much from Gopal. So and then he used to say, Dad, look at this three-pointer. And I said, oh wow, so nice. So associate with people, your mentality, your thoughts become like that. It affects. And similarly, you associate with Radhesham Prabhu and you start thinking 2 minutes later that, my God, I have to start a new Bhakti Vriksha. I have to preach. I have to do something. He's so uh, fired up, Radhesham Prabhu. So inspiring, like that. You associate with Gaurang Prabhu and you start thinking that I have to start and build a temple now in Atlanta because he's all about projects. And so the company you keep. Yesterday, I was hearing one class by Sri Srimad Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj. And I was thinking, my God, I really need to read the Antelila of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita again and again, just by hearing Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj. Is so steeped in the Antelila of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So the people we associate with, the personalities we associate with, we hear from, it instills, knowingly, unknowingly instills desires in our heart. So you have to be careful. If you associate in the daytime with materialistic people, it will be very difficult to focus. My Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj says that the key to chanting good quality 16 rounds in 2 hours every morning is what we do in the remaining 22 hours. What we do in the remaining 22 hours will decide what our consciousness is when we sit and chant. So we have to take baby steps and we have to keep trying in the right direction. Knowing that Krishna is pleased with our efforts. That famous story that I tell when Dwarkadish Prabhu was accompanying Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj from Radha Gopinath Mandir across the street to Bharati Vidya Bhavan. Maharaj put his hand around Dwarkadish Prabhu's shoulder and said, Prabhu, how are you? And Dwarkadish Prabhu said, Maharaj, I am struggling. And Maharaj said, thank you. Thank you. It's good to struggle. It's bad to give up. Struggling is good. Struggling is making our spiritual muscles stronger. It is the resistance training. As my Guru Maharaj said, Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj said very famously, you shall not know your strength unless you face adversity. Hari bol. You shall not know your strength unless you face adversity. So true. If everything is hunky dory, then we are complacent. But when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Isn't it? So we have to become spiritual warriors and we have to fight knowing that Krishna is pleased with our efforts. Is that okay, Nidhi Mataji? I don't know where Nidhi Mataji is. Nidhi Mataji. There. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. You explained very nicely.
Hare Krishna. Nidhir mama surittama kovatahanta hadhikridhe. Saying Nidhi Mataji, Nidhi Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.
Krishna.
Hare
Jai Jai
Krishna.
Shri
Hare
Radhe.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Have a good day.
Have a good